People come to conclusions about you subconsciously based on nonverbal cues like facial expressions, gestures, posture, and eye movements. In this video, I will guide you through everything you need to know about nonverbal communication so you can master it. As a bonus, at the end, I'll also give you some tips to practice these skills which you can use alongside the information in this video. All the information presented here is backed by extensive studies and research, ensuring it is both up-to-date and accurate. Enjoy. Let's begin with the face. Facial expressions are usually intuitively recognized by humans due to evolution. But here's a quick summary of open and expressed facial expressions. Let's start with the eyebrows, which are often overlooked. When raised, they often indicate surprise, with the height of the raise correlating to the level of surprise. Slightly raised eyebrows can suggest concern or worry, typically accompanied by a slight widening of the eyes and a downward pull at the corners of the mouth. Furrowed eyebrows, on the other hand, indicate anger or frustration, especially when drawn together to form vertical lines, and are often paired with narrowed eyes and a tight mouth. They can also signal confusion, particularly if one eyebrow is raised more than the other, giving a quizzical look. Moving to the eyes, widened eyes can show fear, with more of the whites around the iris visible, as a primal reaction to perceived threats for better peripheral vision. This expression also conveys shock or disbelief, often with an open mouth and raised eyebrows. Narrowed eyes usually indicate suspicion or distrust, as the person narrows their focus on something or someone they are wary of. This expression can also signal discomfort or dislike, with the person squinting as if trying to see something more clearly or to distance themselves from an unpleasant situation. The direction of a person's gaze is equally telling. Direct eye contact can show interest or confidence, while looking away might indicate disinterest or distraction. Frequent eye movement, such as looking away or shifting gaze quickly, can suggest that someone is lying or feeling uncomfortable, though it's important to consider cultural differences in eye contact norms. The mouth, and particularly smiles, can be very informative. Not all smiles are created equal, and each type can tell you a lot about a person's emotions. For instance, the Duchenne smile is a genuine smile that engages both the muscles around the eyes and the mouth, signifying true happiness and pleasure. In contrast, the social smile, often seen in polite interactions, involves only the mouth muscles and is a courteous gesture, rather than a reflection of true joy. The contemptuous smile, a lopsided expression with one corner of the mouth raised, indicates feelings of superiority or disdain. Lastly, the nervous smile is a response to anxiety or discomfort, often accompanied by other signs of nervousness, such as fidgeting or avoiding eye contact. Each of these smiles provides valuable insights into a person's underlying emotions, which they may be hiding. Fake smiles are very commonplace. A smile that only involves the mouth and not the eyes can indicate a forced or fake emotion. This is often used in social situations where a polite response is required. If you spot this smile used, understand that the user is hiding something. Frowns, characterized by the downward turning of the corners of the mouth, typically indicate sadness or disappointment, and can be accompanied by a wrinkling of the forehead. A frown can also show disapproval or displeasure, with the extent of the frown and accompanying facial tension giving clues to the intensity of the emotion. Tension around the mouth, such as a clenched jaw or pressed lips, often indicates anger or frustration, suggesting the person might be trying to hold back from saying something. Conversely, a relaxed mouth, with no tension around the lips, suggests that the person is calm and comfortable, which can be a sign of trust and openness. Remember, these signs are not always obvious or present, and you must pair the signs you see with other indicators, like body language gestures that are congruent, the same, before making an observation. We will expand on this later in the video. Micro-expressions are some of the most informative tools you can have when trying to read another person. These are brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal true emotions, often lasting less than half a second. Here are some common micro-expressions and what they mean. For happiness, look for a quick, genuine smile that engages both the eyes and mouth. Sadness is indicated by a brief drooping of the mouth corners and eyebrows. Anger shows up as a sudden tightening of the lips and eyebrows drawn together. Fear can be spotted through wide eyes and raised eyebrows, often with a slightly open mouth. Disgust is characterized by a wrinkling of the nose and a raised upper lip. Surprise features raised eyebrows and wide-open eyes with an open mouth. Contempt is shown by one corner of the mouth raised or tightened, indicating disdain. You have to look carefully to recognize these. Often catching someone in unawareness can reveal this. For example, when meeting someone, approach them from behind, and when they turn around, look carefully for micro-expressions. If the person displays a certain micro-expression like happiness, you can assume they are genuinely happy to see you, and likewise with the other micro-expressions. Pairing this knowledge with observations on facial expressions and body language in social situations can be used to make a judgment on another person. Understanding body language involves observing and interpreting various nonverbal cues. Some of the most telling are hand gestures and feet positions. Common hand gestures and their meanings include open palms, which signify honesty and openness, as showing palms while speaking indicates trust and sincerity. Crossed arms, which can indicate defensiveness or self-protection, signaling that a person feels closed off or uncomfortable. Steepling fingers, which suggest confidence and authority, often seen in leaders. Touching the face, such as rubbing the nose or covering the mouth, which can be a sign of nervousness or lying, indicating anxiety or dishonesty. Hands on hips, signaling readiness or aggression, a dominant and assertive gesture. And rubbing hands together, which indicates anticipation or eagerness, showing that someone is looking forward to something. Common feet positions and their meanings include feet pointed towards someone, indicating interest and attention, suggesting focus on that person. Feet pointed away, indicating disinterest or a desire to leave, showing disengagement. Crossed legs, indicating comfort or defensiveness, suggesting relaxation or a defensive posture. Feet tapping or fidgeting, signaling anxiety or impatience, a way to release excess energy or stress. Feet flat on the ground, indicating stability and confidence, showing the person is relaxed and assured. And standing with feet apart, conveying dominance and readiness, indicating the person is stable and prepared for action. As I said before, to make an observation, look for congruencies in gestures. For example, in a business meeting, noticing that a colleague has open palms and feet pointing towards you with a Duchenne smile, you can assume that they are engaged. Conversely, if someone has crossed arms and their feet pointed away with a contemptuous or social smile, it may suggest they are not receptive to the conversation. Pairing these observations with other body language signals will give you a more accurate understanding of the person's true feelings and help you avoid misinterpreting their feelings. Also, context is crucial, and it's important to consider the situation and environment before making any conclusions. Reading facial expressions is a skill that improves with practice. As promised, here are some short practices you can do to master this skill. Aim to do one each day. 1. In daily interactions, pay attention to the expressions of friends, family, and colleagues. For example, if you're in a meeting and you see someone is constantly looking at their watch, deciding whether this could indicate that they are bored or anxious to leave. In social settings, noticing when someone mirrors your body language and deciding whether they are comfortable and engaged in the conversation. Mirroring is a natural way to build rapport and connection, so if you notice this, they probably are. You could even try to practice with close friends, come to a decision and then ask them about it to see if your analysis was correct. You will master reading people very quickly if you do this. 2. Use media practice by watching movies, TV shows, and interviews to see a wide range of expressions. Let's take a look at some real-life examples. For instance, when watching politicians during speeches, notice if their smiles reach their eyes to determine if they are genuinely happy or if it is a practiced expression. Take a look at this one. Are they displaying a Duchenne smile, or is it more like a social smile? The answer is, they are exhibiting a social smile. Celebrities on the red carpet often display social smiles, so pay attention to when they smile to see how their cheekbones don't separate, and their eyes look blank, which is characteristic in a fake smile. Now you should be able to read people with ease. If you end up forgetting some of this information, feel free to rewatch the video and comment down below if you have any queries or thoughts. Thanks for watching.